Hello and welcome to another update video about INJ. INJ is a chart that shows us pretty poor probabilities, I have to be honest with you, but you know that we talked about that in previous videos. Nevertheless, we're building here a potential breakout pattern at the moment here in this region. From an Elliott wave point of view, though, you have pretty poor probabilities because it tells you that it's a choppy chart. It did move up in a potential WXY structure, very corrective here. And it might have topped here in April with this WXY. On the other hand, that might actually be a first wave of a larger diagonal. That is absolutely possible as well because price moved up in this next leg quite high. And I'm watching if this indeed was a 1-2 setup, because in the pullback here, that was also a very choppy and corrective pullback. We actually reached the support area that we defined between $5.30 and $3.03. Actually, I think it missed it by a few cents or whatever, didn't it? Yeah, it came down to $5.41 or something. But that doesn't matter. It did hold support. So we said as long as it's holding $3.03 support, the focus can be on higher. And I think we could be in this C wave to the upside now. Actually no, probably not the C wave, but it might be doing here an A wave, a deeper B wave, and the C wave. So that B wave actually needs to sit here. That's also why I never changed this support area, because what is relevant for me for further upside is support at $6.17 now. Because let me explain, if this really is a 1-2 setup, then we could now be in this third wave, which also would be an ABC, because we're dealing here with corrective structures in each of the subwaves. Again, that's more the academic side of Elliott wave. You don't really need to know much about it, but it is very, very much evident that this is not an impulse, okay, to the upside. So that gives us very poor probabilities. Nevertheless, it shows some upside potential. It's not, it's behaving at the moment at least. It did move up in what I would consider a potential A wave. Now it might come down in a B wave, which again is probably here an ABC structure, but with an overshooting B wave, A wave down, B wave up, C wave down. And that's why I'm giving it this yellow support area still between $6.17 and $7.20, between the 78.6 fib level and the 50% fib level. And at the moment, it looks like it needs one more low here. And as long as it's holding $6.17, I think it has a chance to rally higher in this C wave of wave 3, which would be a 5-wave move. So I would be looking at a 5-wave move up in wave 3. Now, important is that it seems to be on a way to pull back a little bit more. What it might develop here is a small head and shoulders pattern. So yeah, I don't like these patterns, but it might become here a bit of an head and shoulders, left shoulder, head, and the right shoulder, with the neckline at around 781. So that would also be micro support. Then we might get into this region here, test the trend line, and ideally we see a reaction in this region here between $7.19 and $6.17, and then we could squiggle a bit higher. Again, this might be a breakout point here, which is at $10. So we deal currently with an ascending triangle as well. And it's basically a bit of a breakout build-up phase, okay? So I don't suggest we will go up in the C wave directly like a rocket. It could be choppy, it could be an ending diagonal. So what I'm paying attention to is the $6.17 level, because below that level, I think this may break down this whole pattern. And above $10, we have a valid breakout higher. Now, what would be a target for the third wave? So let's just establish that as well. What we can do initially, let's actually try to calculate the length of the wave 1. Then we go to the low of the wave 2 to get a rough idea of where the third wave should go to. And honestly, ideally, I'd like it to get to 1947. That would be the 1.618 extension. However, because we're dealing with a diagonal and not an impulse, I would pay attention to the $14 level next. If we get a valid breakout above $10, $14, because that is the 1-to-1 ratio, a very common target in a diagonal. Yeah, that's at the moment my view about INJ. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.